Now, if you are not familiar with the Fool's Journey through the Major Arcana, I highly recommend you do a search and check that out, because that is what this reading is inspired by. So you will notice the Fool card here and the World card. This is the start of life, and then this is journey's end right there. So you see he's on the hourglass. He has all the time in the world. All these experiences are coming out of the little box. These are major arcanas. Everything he will encounter this lifetime. He has his mask on, his costume for the role he will play. And now here you see how he has transitioned to the end. The time has run out in his hourglass. He's taken off his mask, shed the costume, and has achieved everything he has set out to do. And he transitions back into the non-physical. So, Gemini, we are going to look at your life through the major arcana from Fool to the end, okay? As always, all the different decks that I'm using are listed in the description box below. So Gemini, let's take a look and see what major overall energies mark your life this lifetime. I feel like the shuffle needs to happen. Oh my goodness, beautiful, beautiful, the solar deity. So this is like the sun always shines on you, even if you don't feel that way. This isn't to say you're not going to experience challenges and all of that, that's part of the human experience. But Gemini, this is to say the sun will always shine on you. There will always be something that shows up to save the day, okay? Always, always, always. It's always going to work out in the end. So the sun shines on you. This is the most positive card of the whole deck, and it's an overall energy for Gemini. Next we have the Hanging Man. So this might be where you find yourself often in indecision throughout your life, okay? Some of this is like there will be moments where you feel like you're really being restricted or held back, or there's great delay, but that's not because it's bad or meant to challenge you. It's because there is something that you need to shed or sacrifice, or a new perspective that you will need to gain to move forward, whatever you feel like you're being blocked from. So with this, it's saying that anything that does delay you encounter as an obstacle or a challenge, you will have the intellect and spiritual capacity to overcome it and move forward and move on, okay? It's almost like you're just so intelligent that you put this in place to actually challenge yourself. Otherwise, this would just be like a breeze, especially with that sun. Yeah, because next we have the Emperor. So it's like you are striving to come into this very powerful place within yourself where you are in total control of all faculties. So you are meant to be a leader this lifetime, Gemini, with this card coming out. So we have the Sun, the Hanged Man, and the Emperor as your overall energies for this lifetime. Not bad. Not bad at all. So let's pull some cards to look at your career and finance sector. Now, I am recommending to everybody any major arcana cards that repeat throughout this reading. After you're done with this reading, I would recommend that you look those up and look at several different interpretations of meaning and see what resonates with you the most, because those are energies that are definitely predominant in your lifetime and you want to learn as much as you can about them. So let's look at your career and finance sector. Nice. So we have the Fool. For some of you, this is definitely that the profession you choose this lifetime is nothing you've worked on in previous lifetimes. Okay, it's like brand new. Also with this, you could have many different career paths this lifetime, okay? With the full, it's just like this is brand new, unknown, uncharted territory, willing to take a risk, and this is coming out in your career finance sector. Some of you might like try your hand at like investing or like professional gambling, like flipping houses. Energy like that is definitely present in this full card. It could be money from unconventional means. It doesn't have to be like a bad thing, but just very creative, very risky endeavors, some of you. Next we have strength. So what this tells me is whatever career path you choose, even those of you who have multiple things going on, you will be very strong in each thing that you put yourself into, okay? You will be strong. You will be a leader. Wow. This is the first time these two cards have come out together in a reading, and you guys have them here, the Fool and the World. Yeah, I really feel like Gemini, whatever you choose as your career, like you are going to become the master of it, okay? You will master it. You will be so strong in it. You will be a leader. And with the Hanged Man here, there might be some delay, meaning, again, I feel like this is a newer skill to you, so you've got to learn a lot this lifetime, but it's like it comes very quickly to you. You're very strong in it. You master it. Like there's nobody better than you in whatever field you choose, or like this, like the investing or flipping houses, professional gambling, that type of energy. It's like you conquer and become very wealthy in doing that. If that is, speaking to you, you're just very knowledgeable, very wise. People will look to you to achieve the same success you have achieved for yourself. So, Gemini, you have great energy you're working with as far as career and finance go. It's very steady, a complete straight like path forward. And not to say there's no challenge, but definitely like great energy. You are meant to know your shit, man. People are going to seek you out. You're going to be very knowledgeable and very wise at whatever this is, whatever it is that you choose to do. Some of you, definitely, this could be fame, like where the world knows your name somehow, some way, for what it is that you do. Okay, this could be so many different things. Being famous is so much more than an actor or a singer. There's magicians, there's professional speakers. There's just so many different ways that you can express yourself, and fame now isn't just worldwide, it's also on the internet through various social media outlets where everybody knows who you are, in that land. Some of you, that's definitely in the cards for you. So let's pull to see what your intimate energies are and romantic energies. Ooh. That you are working with this lifetime. So we have the Hierophant. This goes two ways for me, just because this is general. This either means that you are very traditional in regards to romantic relationships, partnerships, marriage. Could be that you're old-fashioned, or that your religious belief really dictates how you interact in any type of romantic situation. Now, on the other side of that, because this is general, it could be the opposite, where you are anything but traditional, to the standard ideas of what marriage or partnership is all about. You could maybe never want to get married. You just want to date somebody. You might not understand the purpose of, getting married, things like that. So this really goes one of two ways. It's like the opposite, one or the other. We have the Emperor again. So this is your first repeating card. To me, Gemini, this says you are meant to be very dominant in your romantic relationships, in the dealings, like you're the dominant partner. Not only that, your energy is very charismatic. People are probably quite drawn to you. When somebody likes you, they really, really like you. Okay, this is like a high sex drive as well. Oh, wow. And then look at this. We have the Hanged Man energy. So what I see now with this is your overall energies, Hanged Man and Emperor, you guys have them side by side in your intimate romantic energies. So I know that a big focus for Gemini this lifetime is involved in romantic and intimate relationships, okay? Again, this is, like where either you really feel held back from the person that you want, or, because this is a strong bond right here. So I feel like, again, it's either back to this Hierophant where we are very traditional about relationships or we're not, okay? And there's like some conflict here, like maybe you pursue, if you're more on the naughty side, you pursue those who are, more of the pure because you like the difference of the energies coming together, okay? And that's what this Hanged Man is about. For others of you, I feel like your true love, for whatever reason, whether it's just, about timing or life circumstances, you're withheld from them for a while, okay? Like, I feel like there's this period of time where you do desire them, you do yearn for them, and you're held back from them, okay? But again, that's part of these overall energies you're working with for soul growth, because career, finance looks amazing. Like, it's just fire. Like, you don't put no effort into it, it just happens. But then we come over here to the relationship, intimate area of your life, and that's where we see a little bit of trouble and challenge. But again, it goes back to your overall energy. So you're really focused on that area this lifetime. Let's pull some energies to look at what's going on for you in a spiritual aspect, spiritual or religious energies you are working with this lifetime. Okay, damn, here's that Emperor. Again, you are very strong, very powerful, very in control. Your spirit is so big. You are a very masculine, dominating energy. Even if you are a female, okay, your presence is so big. You don't have any idea the power and influence that you have over people, or that you could have over people, just because of this Emperor I see. Also, because of that, some of you may struggle with your temper or anger. You could find it that people set you off really easy, or if you're angry, you're just really angry and it's hard to break free, just because we do have this Emperor continually showing up. The only place it didn't show up was here in the workplace. And again, that's beautiful, smooth energy. So let's see what's next. Wow. Here's the World again. So you have the World twice, and then we have Justice. Okay. So to me, Gemini, what this says is you're very worldly in your spiritual or religious practice belief system, okay? And with Justice here, it's almost as though if somebody thinks differently than your belief system, you are either going to be of one of two minds, just because this is general. Like, you are either going to be very fair in that, and very free, and like to each their own. Like you're wise enough to realize that, we all have our own path when it comes to religious belief and spirituality. Now, for others of you, that's the opposite. It's like you are very fixed, and it's like, this is the way it is, and if you don't see it that way, then you are wrong. Just because we have this emperor, it's, you feel very strong in what you believe and what you know, and you are very wise, very worldly. There's a lot of different elements of your soul that come forth this life, different lifetimes that you've had, and it just, that's why you are the way you are, and you can take on a lot. Like, you can take on great responsibility, okay? But with justice, it's like very fair, very balanced. So either to each their own, or it's like, no, this is the way it is, and if you don't operate from that level, then you are wrong. So apply that how it fits to you. And now, to me as the reader, neither one of those circumstances is right or wrong. It's the energy you designed for yourself to work with this lifetime for what you are trying to achieve. And there's great mastery here with this emperor that continually is coming out. So let's pull some cards to take a look at all other relationships in your life that are not romantic, okay? This is everything else. Look at this. Now we have this Empress energy. So finally, we have the divine feminine coming into all of this, okay? This is like literally the first feminine type of energy card that has showed up in your reading. So this is Venus energy right there. And oh, look at this. We have the Fool. So for you guys, Hanged Man, Emperor, the Fool, and the World, very predominant. And then look at this. Now we have this Wheel of Fortune. So with this here, I see that for many Geminis, you're going to feel very blessed with either family connections or friendship connections, or even the kindness of strangers throughout your lifetime with this Empress and the Fool. Because this to me is like, there will be a lot of new connections. This could be strangers, acquaintances, co-workers. There's a lot of newer energy connections that are very fortunate for Gemini this lifetime. Also, this means you're working with a lot of new soul energies this lifetime, okay? So you're creating new alliances with other soul families through the work that you do through this incarnation, okay? But overall, with the Mother here, this to me, it can mean like some of you are adopted, okay? And the family that you were adopted into is such a more fortunate experience than you would have had otherwise with who your true birth family was, okay? For others of you, this could indicate a very strong, positive relationship with your mother or a mother figure in your life. Not for all of you, obviously, because this is general, but for some of you, that is like the strongest, solid relationship that you know. Others of you, this comes through when you have your own children, okay? There's just this very positive aspect to relationships in general for Gemini with these cards. Again, doesn't mean you won't be challenged and all of that, but overall, it's like a positive energy. Like your career and finance is a very positive energy overall. It's really about these romantic and intimate encounters, and then, like your spirituality, where you stand in that. So let's pull some cards to see how you transition through this energy throughout your life. positive sign. Okay. So, overall, this says, okay, so you have the Hanged Man, and then you have the Hanged Man, so you have it twice, in your overall and then in your relationships. This flying out tells me that you come to a point where you realize you don't need to sacrifice for, to be in a partnership, in a relationship with another person. This to me is like, many of you may feel like you need to sacrifice for your romantic relationships and partners, like either sacrifice to be with them or sacrifice a part of yourself, but there comes a point where you learn, you don't need to do that. Like, you need to be accepted and loved for who you are, and you stand strong and firm in that. So I feel like ultimately in the relationship department, that's like what you're working towards, is that where, because this is Scorpio and here's Leo energy, and Temperance is Sagittarius, and, is saying you don't need to sacrifice your ego, you don't need to sacrifice your wisdom, and you don't need to sacrifice yourself to be with a person. So that's a really nice overall energy that flew out for you guys in how you transition forward. Now in the career and finance, look at this. We have this Fool again. So that's a very strong energy. It's basically saying like, there's this like new endeavors that you take on are all successful. Even if it's taking a great risk, whatever it is, it's like Gemini ultimately succeeds in the career, in the finance sector, in big ways, okay? Big ways. Now, in relationships, this is a great card. This is the Wheel of Fortune. This is saying that you are going to master this energy where you really understand what romantic partnerships are all about, whether one's meant for you or not. Some of you might ultimately decide that you never want to be tied down to one person. Even if you're in love with them, some of you, there's just this part of your soul that doesn't, you have the Fool energy so much. It's like, you can't tie me down. That's not meant for me, this life. Like, you see relationships as transitions through different periods of, your journey. And so this here just says that you ultimately master the relationship energy, no matter what it is. Some of you, this is where you ultimately decide that you do want to be with one person. This is general, so it's different for everybody, but you master that energy. Now, here in the religious sector, we have this Tower. So for you guys, those of you who are really strongly fixed in your religious belief system, something is absolutely going to shake that up at some point along your journey, okay? And it's to balance you out somehow, some way. We're looking at what's growing your soul, so this is definitely for your soul, but there will be this shake-up of energy. Now, for those of you who are far more open-minded, I feel like you come to that place because of something that some information that you come across in regards to, the life mysteries, the esoteric spirituality that just shocks you and shakes you up and really opens you up to new ideas entirely, okay? Now, in regards to relationships, we have the Death card here. Very interesting transition of energy. This, to me, is, again, where you just are going to have a lot of relationships that are kind of in and out of your life. You will have your solid ones, because we do have this Empress energy, but it's more like you're on a journey, and there's just like people that come in and out, a lot of people that come in and out, and it's to add to the experience for you, but also, again, you're making these new soul connections for future lifetime events, and so, they're in and out. It's not a real significant energy because you're not compatible on the right frequency. You're still very compatible to your current soul-connected family. So this is like, there's a lot of people that come in and out of your life. Now with this, it may be where you decide certain relationships that are very strongly rooted, at some point they need to go because they don't serve you, okay? But a lot of change. It's all about relationships for Gemini. So I'm going to pull how the story of your life plays out. And it just made me realize I don't think I did this for Leo. I don't think I pulled these for Leo. Eek, sorry, Leo. If you're cross-watching, I'm sorry. Because I pulled these too soon. I was supposed to pull these first, so... Alright, so we have intuition for Gemini. We have love, yes, yes. It's all about relationships. The mother, what did I say? And the sage, wow. That's that Emperor energy again. This is that Empress energy again. Your parents are either going to be very significant, loving, nurturing, or you're going to have extreme troubled relationship with them. Alright? Just because that Empress energy is so predominant throughout your reading. But with intuition and love, to me, those are the things that you're developing at a soul level through the experiences here. You're learning unconditional love through romantic connections, through other connections, but also with intuition, that to me speaks to your spirituality changing, where you eventually just shut out anybody else's belief and dogma and you go within yourself. Like, that's how the energy balances inside of you, is you connecting with yourself and shutting out anybody else and what they have to say. And also you come to this place where you're no longer willing to self-sacrifice on any level for any relationship, okay? So Gemini, let's see what the energy is as you transition out of this lifetime. Very, very masculine, your soul. Very dominating, very powerful, very big. You can achieve great things. We have the Fool and the World card all throughout this reading, plus that Wheel of Fortune, that Emperor and Empress energy, and then the Hanged Man. So any delays are only there because you are smart enough to overcome them. Like, your intelligence will get you there, and you finding your way out of sticky situations, like, learns how to teach you to empower yourself even more. It builds your confidence, okay? So as you transition this life, wow, look at that. You have ascension. So you are really stepping up a level. You are opening yourself to the mysteries of life, the esoteric. You're going to really understand that as you transition. And what this tells me is, and that's why I'm not surprised to see new connections coming into play, it's because your next life is about a completely different type of experience, a journey, all of it, okay? Nothing like this lifetime. You are just really gaining experience with humanity through relationships, which ultimately impacts you spiritually, opens you up, and awakens you. Okay, we have the Tower here. There's this sudden shock, this big change, but it ends in great balance and harmony of your soul. So if you were controlled through childhood and taught a very specific thing, like I said, you may be very rigid in that, but it doesn't matter. Something is going to change that. Even like some of you may not believe in God or the non-physical whatsoever. And again, something is going to change that. You are going to ascend this lifetime, and that's what carries you, you know, into your next lifetime. So Gemini, honestly, this is a really beautiful reading. The challenge I see for you mainly is in relationships, which ultimately shakes up your spirituality. But career and finance on point. Your life is very blessed. The sun is always shining on you, no matter what's going on. Remember that and believe that, okay? And don't be afraid to take risks when it comes to money. It's just like, it's on your side. So, Gemini, that's what I